Jamie Carragher has publicly said that he believes João Palhinha has not got the quality to play for Tottenham Hotspur. I'm going to be discussing that in particular statement and his overall analysis on Monday Night Football. He makes some good points, but Maisie misses the main point. So stay tuned to the end. I'll be giving my thoughts because I feel quite strongly about this. But first, if you're new, please like and subscribe. Hope you're all well, by the way. So let's read out the full quote from Jamie Carragher. I think that's reasonable and it provides real insight. He said, Jamie Carragher, he said on Monday Night Football there was a reason teams in the Premier League didn't buy him. Palhinha has not got the quality, and that is the problem. So those are the words of Jamie Carragher. So for me, I think of course you look at that and go, look, that statement's wrong. But I looked at his analysis on Monday Night Football about Tottenham's midfield, and he talked about lacking midfield balance, there being gaps, that kind of thing. His analysis was close to being superb, as it always is, and spot on. So before we get onto this in particular thing, actually, I'll just say I usually really like Carragher's analysis on Monday Night Football. I think he unpicks things that maybe aren't discovered or things that are, but he unpicks into greater detail. His awareness of tactics and his tactical know-how and knowledge is superb. I really enjoy some of the things he has to say when he goes into that detail like he does on Monday Night Football, and I think he's an okay overall pundit. However, for me, he's got this wrong. It's really wrong. I think he makes some valid points within it. I think there's a problem with Tottenham's midfield because you've got Palhinha and Bentancur, who are almost like two sixes, aren't they? That's the way they're played, really defensive. Then you've got number 10 is Xavi Simons. So Carragher highlights that balance. You've got two sixes and a 10. There's a big gap. We need someone like a Sarr. And he's right about that. He's also right that we lack the progressive passes, yes. But I think to single out João Palhinha and say that he hasn't got the quality to play for Tottenham is singly and wholeheartedly wrong. It's fundamentally wrong. And that tells me that he hasn't seen much, if anything at all, of Tottenham this season under Thomas Frank. You know, when you're listening to the TV with football, you're watching the game live or after, and you can tell, can't you, when commentators, co-commentators, pundits don't know what they're talking about, or don't talking about something they haven't watched. It's like, you get on the news, you get a broadcaster and they make a little comment, and they're asked a little comment, and you can just tell who has seen what and who hasn't, and you can tell Carragher has not watched Tottenham in any great detail. He's looked at the stats, which are right, and they're alarm bells. We lack the midfield balance, we lack the progressive passes, but to attack Palhinha singly, when we knew he was... The reason I have a problem with this, you'll be thinking, hang on, Harry, you've got a problem with it, but you agree with a lot of what he's saying, but to target Palhinha is wrong, because Palhinha was brought to a club not for the progressive passes. We knew that. He's brought in to protect the defence, to concede less goals, ultimately short-term and long-term keep more clean sheets. We've done both those things already. Tottenham so far in all games across all competitions, on average, have kept about 50% of the time, kept a clean sheet. That's about half. Significant improvement already on last year. Palhinha has been a big, big signing. Sits in front, protects the defence. I think he's been super. Clearly still got it. He's been so good that I'd even consider signing him permanently. It's just how long do you get him up here if he's 1-2 seconds behind? And as footballers, you can tell when you're not quite at it. Leave the football before it leaves you. How many times we heard that? It's been overused, but maybe it isn't the case of this. But I think João Palhinha has been great. So Carragher, it's a shame in a way because he's right. There's a problem in Tottenham's midfield. And I think it's wrong that we play Palhinha and Bentancur together in games like Wolves at home. I think Frank should take the handbrake off a little bit. And that midfield as a whole does that, does that the progressive passes, because Bentancur, when he was signed, I'm not saying he's necessarily a wireless attacking player, but he's more attacking than he is now. But Ange come in and dropped him deeper. It was all about safe passes, keeping the ball, playing the Ange way. And that injury he suffered was never quite the same offensive player when he come back. Palhinha, we know, he says it is on the tin, and he's number 6, as simple as that. Simmons is a 10 as well, so there is no balance, and you need someone like a Sarr in there, or a Gray if he's fit, who I see both of them as more of an 8, a box-to-box midfielder, the powerhouse if we talk about Sarr in particular. So, on reflection, Carragher makes some really, really good points and raises attention to Tottenham's midfield, and rightly so. But he's just looked at the stats. He hasn't used his eyes, which is very, very unfortunate. And where he has, in the very few cases in this analysis, used his eyes, he needs to realise that that's not why Palhinha was signed. It's a shame. It was a good piece, but his main point was the highlight Palhinha. That was wrong. So Carragher picked apart some things that needed unpicking, but missed the main point. That's like going into a mansion and you're going to find this £1 million artwork, but you pick up a sofa that was £3,000, along the way. You've done well. You gained. You've covered your grounds. You've picked apart some good things, if we're looking at it that way, but you've left the main piece that you could have gone a little bit further in, because Tottenham do lack that balance in midfield. The 3 isn't wrong. I think we try and play a different way at home as well, which is why the home form's really poor. So Carragher raised attention to issues with Tottenham's midfield. I don't think Frank knows his best 3, and I think he has to change every game as well. I just don't think it's quite right at the moment. For me, it should be either Bentancur or Palhinha, unless we're going away from home, or in particular we've got a tough game like Arsenal PSG coming up at the time of recording after the international break. There's games where you probably want to see Bentancur and Palhinha. And I like Simmons, but he seems like really attacking, also that left-sided 10 that drifts to left wing, as often number 10s do. It's just we haven't quite got that balance right in there, and that is, he's right to highlight that. But Palhinha, Jamie, has been a fantastic signing, one of the best signings in the league. So they're my thoughts on Jamie Carragher's comments. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I think he's missed a trick, to be fair to say, with this one. It could have gone a little bit further into the good pieces picking up, but he decided to go for Palhinha in particular, which anyone that watches a little bit of Tottenham will know that's completely wrong to do. You can say Palhinha's been excellent, but we know he's not very good in progressive passes, but you can say that's not why he was signed for, you assume. Just a little bit more research from Carragher, a little bit more knowledge is quite poor before commenting like that. But still will listen to his analysis. Not my favourite pundit out of all of them. I think he's okay, but I think his Monday Night Football analysis I would recommend checking out. Very good. But Frank was asked about it as well, and he played it down kind of, and he shut it down about Palhinha in a way. But Frank was very respectful, as he always is with everyone. Respectful of Carragher, but also saying he does disagree a little bit. Thanks for watching. If you're new, like, subscribe. Those are my honest thoughts, as always, put across in the best possible way. Thank you very much. If you're new, like I said, smash the like button if you like this in particular bit of content, but subscribe if you are new and come back for more videos about a load of different topics, including Tottenham. Thank you very much, because it's mainly a Tottenham channel, but we do a lot of other stuff now, England, Premier League, FPL, but it's all be always primary focus on the wonderful Tottenham Hotspur. Up Spurs.